just want to say how proud I am to be the next member of Congress from Michigan's 3rd Congressional District. I want to thank first and foremost my wife Gabriella, who's been by our side this entire time and has put in incredible work and effort. I want to make you proud. I want to thank the rest of our family, the rest of our team, and all of our supporters here in West Michigan. I also want to thank Hillary Scholten for calling last night. We had a good conversation, and I congratulated her on running a strong and spirited campaign. And also thank Justin Amash for reaching out. Representative Amash expressed his well wishes, and that he also wanted to make sure that we had a successful transition, and we're well prepared in order to make sure that West Michigan has the representation that it deserves. We got into this race almost 500 days ago, so we're excited to see it through to a successful conclusion now. I'm proud that we had a very polite night in West Michigan. I'm grateful for our county clerks, for our township clerks, for all of the folks who participated in the electoral process, from those who were volunteering and staffing at the polls to those who assisted in the counting in West Michigan as well. And also want to reiterate the same thing that I've said when I'm knocking on a door that may have one of my opponent's signs on it. We want to make sure we're representing everybody in West Michigan, not just not just those who voted for us, but everybody who's here, because that's ultimately the job at the end of the day of our representatives in Congress. Like I said, we got into this race almost 500 days ago, and it was with a clear mission to return strong, stable, and effective representation to West Michigan. The values of limited government, of economic freedom, of individual liberty, those have been the foundation for our nation's success. I've spent several years as a combatant in Iraq, as a civilian non-combatant in Afghanistan, working on humanitarian aid operations, and saw how what our government does or doesn't do, lives hang in the balance. And we've also seen in COVID, how important it is that we have effective leadership at the local level, how important it is that we push decision-making down and empower every element of our government. So I'm excited to get to work on those ends. I'm excited to get to work to make sure that we have an affordable healthcare system that lives up to the promises that our people should expect. I'm excited to work to make sure that we protect the Great Lakes and tackle the climate crisis. I'm excited to work on ending our endless wars and making sure that America's national security and our national defense apparatus are well positioned to deal with what we're focusing on today. But also at the end of the day, to make sure that West Michigan has the support, it has the representation that it needs to thrive. Because at the end of the day, and this is something I talked about with both Ms. Scholten and Representative Amash, we may differ in approaches, but we all want to see West Michigan thrive and succeed. So we're looking forward to working with folks across the aisle to make sure that happens, to working with everyone from township officials to city officials to county officials to state officials to make sure that happens and ensure that West Michigan has the representation it needs in Washington.